And we are back, folks. Welcome to another edition of the Michigan Football Film Study focused on the offense with Al Borges. As you have come to know, I start out every one of these film studies with a disclaimer saying that we do not own the footage used in these film studies. Because of that, there's no sponsorship, there's no monetization. We make no money off of these videos. I say that at the beginning and the end of every video to let the copyright owners know that we are staying in line. We do not want to get out of line. We are doing this for you, the people, for your entertainment, for your education, and using this as a religious term, because football as a religion, right? We know you pray to the football gods every single Saturday. I use these videos for your edification as well. It should be an edifying experience. Joining me as he does every single week to break down the offense, my good friend, your man. He calls himself the Key, Al Borges. Al, how are you?
Amen, Sam.
It is. I mean, hell, for you, football is definitely a religion, right?
I don't know, Sam. I don't know. I thought I was in church there for a minute. But I looked at who was talking and I realized there's no way that was the case.
Hey, man, I feel like we do have to preach to the people to enjoy the ride, right? This is a 10-0 football team. This is unprecedented in my lifetime, in a lifetime of many Michigan fans watching this, to have Michigan be this good in back-to-back seasons. Of course, I was around for the 97 season. The next year, they were 10-3. Michigan, they go 12-2 last year, on the verge of maybe an undefeated regular season. Knock on wood, right? If they can go down and beat Ohio State, beating Ohio State in back-to-back seasons, Big Ten champions in back-to-back seasons with a record, one loss between the two. That's stuff that you should enjoy in the moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Best
it's like the old days, Sam. 2 teams in the conference, man. Where's everybody else?
Yeah, man, the best rush offense in the country. A defense is better than many expect. Soak that up. At the same time, Al, and this is what we'll get into on this film study, I think it's relevant to look at what do they need to do to maybe get to that next level, to maybe bring home that national championship too. And that's where we start talking about the downfield passing element. So we're going to focus heavy on the run game and the great disguise. They're elite in that category. We're also going to look at the passing offense, some of the downfield plays that they didn't hit upon as well, Mr. Boyd. Did I sort of cover it all in a nutshell there?
You did, Sam. I think we can pretty much shut this down right now.
Let's go ahead and jump into the telestrations, Alan. Let's just start off kind of picking up thematically from where we left off in the breakdown, where you were talking about play action, because that is going to be, at least in part, a theme of what we talk about here in the film study. Play action was a really, really successful thing for Michigan, and that shouldn't be as much of a surprise, but the way they set it up in this game was impressive.
Yeah, they did a nice job of getting Nebraska playing their runs and showing them, in some instances, the same look, getting those big gross reactions and working people behind defenders and making those reads easy for the quarterback.
Yeah. So I'm we're going to start with a play pass, Al. And this is on the first series of the game. And this is that, you saw Ronnie Bell wide open with basically no defender in the frame. Just talk about big bite that they took play action wise, and Ronnie's running free in the middle of the field.
Yeah, this was really nice. You could see that short motion there by Roman. I called it play pass Z shake versus cover 4. Now, that first guy you got to see is the movement key. You go back in there, that movement key guy. That's the guy that usually determines in this coverage, which is cover 4. You can see across the board there. It's a 4-deep type look, and he will be the movement key. That means the guy you're throwing off of. If he gets in the throwing lane for where you want to put the ball, you're going to have to go to somebody else. But the advantage of play action, Sam, is that sucker, he usually takes a little bite and can't get back there. He can't get back there if he's aggressively playing the run. Okay. So we see Ronnie go in motion, and then Roman runs a skinny go pattern. I called it a take one. He takes one guy out of there, okay? And you'll see, there he goes. There goes that guy. He's going to try and turn him late to the inside, okay? And he can get that ball now. Now, here comes Roman. He's going to start up the field about 10 yards and then break inside to try and pull that corner's eyes off him. And as he chases that receiver down the field, and then he breaks back to the corner. I call it a shake route. Okay.
That's Ronnie. That's Ronnie, by the way.
That's Ronnie. Yeah. He runs up the field, starts inside, and then breaks back. Now, you'll see on this, he fools that safety who starts to go with him a little bit, and he fools him and just beats him like a drum. Okay. So you got the corner out of there, and you got the safety who's beat, and then you got Donovan taking the fake on the handoff, okay? Here comes, and he's slipping into the flat. You can see JJ's going to reach out like he's going to give him the ball, pull it back at the last second, set up about over the middle of the pocket, and then Donovan's going to slip into the flat. Now, that apex guy, I call him the apex guy, the guy between the two receivers. He's that little triangle between the tackle and the receivers. He's going to kind of cover Donovan. That's not bad news. That's good news. That opens up that hole to Ronnie Bell. The corner's out, the safety's beat, and the apex player is playing a flat. Tight end runs a little dig on the backside just to hold that safety corner and maybe even some of those inside linebackers, so they're not helping out on all those other routes. Okay. The blocking scheme, or I'm sorry, there's your looks. There's your look. There's your quarter look. You can see that the safety in the corner are playing quarters. That corner's up tighter because there's nothing but a tight end over there. And there's your progression. 1 deep, 2 intermediate, 3 underneath. Check deep to see if he runs by somebody. If you don't like it, look to that intermediate hole on the shake route. If some reason that's eaten up, check the ball down to Donovan Edwards. There's your blocking scheme. Left tackle, left guard will double that 4-eye. That guy playing inside the tackle, but they got their eyes on that apex guy in case he blitzes. Olu will block the nose guard by himself, which he's so good at. Right guard, right tackle will block the 4-eye to the inside linebacker. So all those 5 inside guys, all those 6 guys are all picked up. Honeford has the stand-up Sam on the backside. So it is a 7-man pass protection. What's that mean? 7 guys are blocking 7 guys, okay? The key to it is to jerk them up a little bit with the fake. He reaches out on this fake. I call it a claw fake, Sam. He reaches for the ball like it's a claw, okay? Puts it right in front of it, Donovan, and pulls it back at the very last second, snaps his head around, and picks up his read. Does he have a guy deep? If so, I'm going to give it to him. If not, I'm going to look to that shake. If I don't like that shake, I'm going to lower my eyes and check the ball down into the flat.
Boy.
Oh, you see that. Look at that. Look at that, Sam. I like that a lot. Funny how that play action just makes it all so much simpler. There's your look. And even those linebackers bite a little bit before they take off. Mm-hmm. But there's their soft spot. Knowing that if for some reason that wasn't there, you still got other guys you could throw it to, but he spun that safety completely around, and that apex dude jumped the flat guy and gave him that hole.
Yeah, and that was, again, they didn't do it wasn't a lot of play action passing in this game, but when they did it, boy, was it effective. People. It created voids in the defense. The times in which they called for it. And so on this particular one, Al, this is the Dagger wheel.
Okay, pause it once he goes set, Sam. We didn't telestrate this because we didn't want to go through all the gymnastics of showing you the protection, because it's the same pass protection. Same pass protection. 7-man protection, under center fake. I believe it's Stokes is the back this time, is he not?
Mm-hmm.
I think it is. And now on this play, they're going to run a dagger. And for all you guys that don't remember what a dagger is, that means Roman Wilson, who's the slot man, the second man inside, is going to run a post through the middle and take out that near safety. And if that safety bites that run, we're going to air it out. But we got, I think it's Andrell, coming in behind him on a dig. And the back slipping into the flat. But there's one more dimension here, Sam. One more dimension. We're going to add a wheel route to it. So I believe it's Loveland is going to come out like he's running to the flat. And at the last second, going to turn up the field. Now, the man over the top of Roman is still playing outside him, but Loveland has enough presence to slip under that guy. So the post takes out the safety, the dig takes out the corner, and Loveland beats what is in essence the nickel guy by beating him to the inside. But if nothing looked good, he could always throw the ball to the back. Now, you can't see it there, but he slipped right inside. Oh, another wide open receiver.
And Devin accurately pointed out, by the way, so this is Loveland right there on the M. You see the man on top of him. You can't see it, but he cuts, wheel, he's going outside him, right? Well, on this route, he, to Al's point, has the presence to jump inside this defender and get separation that way, and he's up the field. So, but this is another play action pass that was wide open now.
Yeah. See, what happened is the first guy he bit the run pretty good, but the second guy didn't bite it quite as much and stayed wide. Okay. See what now? So he stays wide. So he says, well, I'm just going to slip inside him, get right back on his track, beat him like a drum.
Yeah. Loveland is, he's big. He showed you he's willing to be physical, but boy, he's a talented receiver. I think if you ask them on the inside, they think all their guys are pros, but I think that they would say that as far as combination, the size, speed, fluidity, that this dude might be the best of the bunch, and it's a really, really talented bunch, Al. So yeah, that's saying something. But just a freshman. Yeah,
but he's getting some valuable playing time, Sam. Because of some of the injuries, he's got some valuable playing time, and he's got to play in Big Ten games, not games, early in the season that weren't as challenging. So he is growing with every single rep, blocking and receiving. But that last play was in a package of 7-man protection, right? Just two different variation. One was a dagger wheel, and the first one was what was a shake route. So, very simple stuff, but the receivers are free as a bird.
Yeah, man. One of the things that I said, how they set up some of their play action. So I remember the first series of the game, they ran a duo, right? And they brought Ronnie coming across. I thought maybe it was a duo kick. You said they wound up being that he was a lead on a duo. At any rate, Ronnie was a prime piece of the duo package this week. And that wound up being a setup, Al.
The kicker of the bunch, right?
How you guys as play callers set up other plays.
Right.
And it wound up being a setup for a touchdown play. So let's build, not the one where he came across on the lead. This is not the play that we're showing right now. But this is another duo that we're showing right here.
Okay, this here, slow it down, Sam, from the very beginning, and let's just chat through this a bit so they'll understand the next play, okay? This is a bunch duo. This is another way to run duo. Everybody's blocking back, right? Now, there's one little variation in this thing, one little variation. Usually, when you run the duo, everybody blocks back one man. But in this case, we don't want Ronnie Bell to have to block that big linebacker. Mm-hmm. So they'll make a little call and say, hey, let's switch assignments. Tight end, you take the big linebacker, and I'll wrap around underneath you and take the filling safety. I match up much better with a safety than I do a linebacker. Everybody else is doing duo. It's a duo play, right?
So,
but it's a little tweak to accommodate the matchup.
Let me make sure that the people know what we're talking. We're talking about the bunch at the bottom of the screen, and it's not Ronnie this time. That's what I wanted to clarify. That's Andrell at the bottom of the screen. But he's doing the same thing that we're going to see Ronnie do.
Whether it's Ronnie, whether it's Andrell, whether it's Roman, it doesn't matter. The matchup on the linebacker on a duo is not favorable to the offense. So they're making a little tweak, a little nuance on the duo, saying, I'm going to have the tight end handle the big guy, and I'm going to have the receiver handle the safety. Okay?
Right.
So as you watch this play, just keep that in mind. See him come underneath? See, everything's duo, but those two guys switched assignments. Okay? You can see the ball starts downhill.
Yeah, that
And
safety
remember, Sam, duo is run under center, from pistol, or from shotgun. So it can be any look with the quarterback. Okay? This one's under center, but they've run it from all different looks.
See, now, and to be clear, because of that at the bottom, like, I mean, I feel like I can recognize duo in my sleep now. But I thought when they ran it at the goal line and Ronnie scores the touchdown, I thought they were faking an insert.
Look like one. Easily mistaken. And when we get to that, let's watch that. But this could be, that was from shotgun, and that would makes you think even more it could be an insert. But let's just watch now the next play, because they're married together. Right. They're married together. This is the play off the play. Now, in this instance now, the only difference is now JJ's in shotgun, okay? That doesn't mean they still run duos from shotgun all the time, so that's no tell, okay? Play action duo Z banana. That's a quick corner out, And as you watch this now, and we'll take a peek here as we start the telestration, those two are you got fish one and you got fish two. All they need is a pond, okay? So we're going to give them a pond to go take their bites in, okay? Fish one and fish two, we're going to pull both those suckers up because we ran 13 duo plays during the game, and God knows how many before that from this formation. So right. In their mind, the top priority is here comes a duo.
Right. And by the way, this exact look they have run, I want to say, at least twice leading up to this point. And exactly. Ronnie's blocking on this play at least twice.
Correct. Okay, so let's take this one at a time. Everything looks the same that tight end blocks out. We're going to get that little switch technique. But the tight end, when he blocks, because this is a play action pass, he's going to block 3 good Mississippis because he don't want that guy to hit the quarterback, okay? But everything else, Sam, what is it? It's duo. They're just not going downfield. It's not an RPO. They're just not going to – everybody's blocking down, making it look and sound like a duo play. Tight end tackle or double teaming that 5 or that 4-eye, center guard or double teaming that nose, the backside linebacker, right guard, right tackle or double team or single blocking the 4-eye and the stand up outside. Those are the targets on duo, the same dudes, okay? Loveland is going to block outside just like he would on the last play, knowing that he is going to slip out late to be a check down, okay? All right, everybody good so far? Oh, this guy bites so hard on this duo that I don't even think this is a blitz. I could be wrong. But he bites so hard that Blake's got to pick him up, assuming it's a blitz. It might be a blitz. Who knows? I don't care if it is. I don't care if it isn't. As long as it looks like a blitz and he's flying in there, I know somebody's going to be open. The corner also adds into the box right in behind that stand-up. So you got 2 dudes that are playing the hell out of the duo. All right. There goes Ronnie. Ronnie's going to start inside, make it look like he wants to block that safety, just like you saw Andrell do on the last play. And he's going to slip to the corner. As soon as he passes, as soon as the 2 ships pass in the night, he's going to break for the corner. Now, just in case, Andrell's going to come inside and pretend like he's going to crack that inside linebacker and then break to the post. He might be the 2 guy. So if for some reason Ronnie got caught up in there or somebody grabbed him, we got a second guy we're looking at. And then the third dude is Loveland. After 3 good Mississippis, we could check the ball down to him in the flat. And if you're watching this play, he's open.
And that's where the ball goes.
That's where the ball goes. Oh, geez, Sam, look at that. The next defender available is an Ypsilanti.
Play action pass, Al. Play action pass, and they got another big play out of it, where there's not another defender in the frame, and so
Sam, you could read this. You could. Hell, Stevie Wonder could read this. This is wide open.
they set it up though. They set it up well. They
They
set it
did.
up well.
Yeah, they did. They got him thinking duo. Ain't no question about that.
And that safety came barreling down, saying, "You aren't gonna get me. Not this way." Touchdown.
You bet.
Yep. So again, you see that and you say, you know what, Al Borges? I think I know what Al Borges said. Okay, man, we know we can do that. That's there. And they may just, to Devin's point, they just may be saving some doses of that for the Ohio State game. But I would be surprised if we didn't see it at least a little bit more against Illinois. After you have that experience where it was so big for you, so good for you, you're 100%, and they're all big plays.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to turn that down, Coach Borges. It's hard to turn that down.
Mm-hmm.
And
right. Illinois is a pretty run defense conscious team. So who knows? We'll see.
All right, so double insert, Al, and we get into their odd front run game.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially for 3-4 defense. Harbaugh ran this play back at Stanford. I remember watching them play back then, and they had this play in their offense. I know they ran this play with the 49ers too, because I remember seeing it. Double insert. That means two dudes, both those off tight ends. See, both tight ends off the line of scrimmage. They're going to insert in the A gap and isolate those backers. Let's take a look at what it looks like, okay? The left guard, there's a dude. Run opposite the block on the nose. So the back's going to get the ball and see which way the nose goes. If he goes right, does he go left? Does he get blocked a little right? Does he get blocked a little left? He just goes opposite wherever that nose goes, okay? The left tackle and left guard block out on that 4-eye. Again, the 4-eye is the guy inside the tackle and the stand-up. The center, Olu, he blocks that nose wherever the hell he wants to go. He doesn't care. Just stay engaged and don't get beat, and we'll run opposite. The right guard and right tackle, they block their 4-eye and stand up on their side. So you're taking your 5 linemen and blocking their most dangerous 5 dudes on the line of scrimmage. Then you're taking those two tight ends, and they're kind of shuffling and attacking those A gaps to isolate those two inside linebackers. Wide receiver blocks his guy, and you'll see him come onto the screen. Or you can kind of see his head there. That safety spins down in cover 3. He's unblocked. That is the running back's guy. No block, no problem, because he's going to beat him too. So double insert. There you see it. Beat the safety. Fall forward for a first down. What else is new? Simple little play. Totally designed for a 3-4 defense. Not that you couldn't run it against other fronts, but it's best against a 3-4 defense. Michigan knew that Nebraska was going to be in 3-4 probably about 80 to 90% of the time on an early down, and that's why this play got dialed up.
Yeah, man.
Totally game plan play, because we have not seen that play all year. We've seen inserts, but no double inserts.
And remember, I can't remember the opponent, but it was, tailored a run game to the odd front. They were doing the tackle, the power, bringing the power, pulling the tackle on the power.
And they showed that in this game too. That play showed up in this game for a good game. So I don't think we telestrated it, but
no, we didn't.
No, it is, because we had telestrated it before. But that again, when you go into a game and you game plan, you look at what they do the most, because most teams they feature 3-4 defense, but it's not what they do most of the time. It's just a defense. Nebraska's different. Nebraska features 3-4 defense. They're in that probably 80% of the time. So when you line up on an early down, first or second down, there's a damn good chance you're going to be C3-4. So your play design has to be geared to that look, and that was all that play was.
All right. So now we get into the counter. Duo was the number 1 run play. Counter was a close second out. They countered the crap.
Yeah, it's made a comeback last couple of weeks because
It-
Sam, it was kind of on the shelf there for a while. I mean, I saw 3 games. I think I saw maybe 2 counters. But again, this is a game they felt like they could run the counter, and this was a 3-4 type counter. Okay, this was designed for a 3-4 defense. This is counter H, which means that half the H back or the wing is going to pull with a tackle bluff. The tackle on the top of the screen is going to set up the block. And let me show you what this looks like. Again, totally geared to 3-4 defense. There's your trappee, right? What's a trappee? Well, you got a trapper, which we're going to show you in a minute, right, Sam? Mm-hmm. And then you got a trap E, which is who this guy. He is that who is being trapped. If you look it up in a dictionary, that's what it'll say under the trappee.
Really, Al?
Yeah, I don't know.
So not only are you an author, but now you can create your own words too. Huh?
That's right. No, I just made that up. But if you wouldn't have said something, everybody would have believed it. All right. So we're going after that trappee, Sam. Okay, we're going to put Roman in motion, and he's going to seal that stand up right there. Just kind of hold him off. Get your ass kicked with dignity. Just stop him. Okay.
Is that Roman or Ronnie?
It looks like Ronnie. Did I say Roman? I meant Ronnie.
I think that's Ronnie.
I get my Romans and Ronnie mixed up.
When they want to get a block, most of the time it's Ronnie.
Yeah, Ronnie a little thicker, a little.
Want a big guy anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so tight end, and I'm guessing it's Honeford, but I'm not sure. He's going to block that down guy. Okay, the guy that went down. The tackle is going to block the 4-eye. Okay, the left tackle is going to block the 4-eye. The guard and center are going to double team off to that backside linebacker. Okay, there it is. That means they're going to come off. One guy's going to step with his left foot, the center, and the right guard's going to step with his left foot, and they're both going to take half that nose guard, try and lift his ass off the ground, and knock him into that backside linebacker. Okay, all right. The right tackle, that's what makes this counter a little different. The right tackle, rather than pin that 4-eye, he's going to step outside and kind of soften that 4-eye. Remember last week, Sam, we talked about the arc counter, how the tight end steps outside a little bit, and that slows down the guy being trapped because he's not sure exactly what's up. Well, that's all the tackle, I think it's Trente here, is doing here. He's blocking that stand up and trying to isolate the trappee so he'll get up the field and the trapper can knock him out. Okay? So that's what you see so far. All right? Take them off the screen and let's talk about the last 2 guys. The left guard pulls and the trapper traps that 4-eye because now he's been softened by that right tackle.
So let's give a few counter basics. So your first puller on the counter, his responsibility is what, Al?
To trap the guy.
No, generally speaking, your first puller on a counter, what is his responsibility?
He is to trap the first man outside the tackle. Okay, but on the bluff play, you set me up very well there, Sam. That's good.
Yeah, see, come on, man.
It's rare. You don't very often do that, but you did this time. Okay? On the bluff play, his job is to trap the first man outside the who, Sam? The guard. Okay? Because we're taking this counter a little bit tighter. Okay? So, the guard pull, and here comes the wrapper. Okay. Now, the wrapper is going to wrap around and find an entry point, preferably inside the trapper, who trapped the trappee, right? And isolate on that weak inside linebacker. Okay? So, the back steps to his left. The quarterback steps out of the midline. He gives up the midline. That means he doesn't want to he wants to get the back, be able to hit the play straight downhill. He doesn't want to be in his way, okay? So he'll step off that midpoint, that midline, hand that ball to the back deep, who will follow that wrapper, okay? Oh, had to go around? That's good. I like that. That works too. Oh, see that? See, now on that one, Sam, that's interesting because the trappee did not go upfield. The trappee kind of turned and spilled, not a lot, a little bit. but enough for the wrapper to see that and go around it and pick up the inside linebacker.
Some good stuff, man. But you just laid out how, I mean, thinking on your feet, your wrapper.
That's part of the play, right? Everything we do in our game, our running game, is run opposite defenders, right? We got a design where we'd like to hit it, but that only happens about half the time. The other half, we're going to have to find that daylight, find that daylight where the defense responded and made us go another gap. That's cool. We don't care. We don't care. We'll run where they ain't.
All right, Al.
All right, let's get Roman involved here a little, Sam. What do you think?
I think so.
You good with that? All right. Now, there's a lot of details on this, so anybody who's following along, listen closely, okay? Because there's some deals. And I could have made this simple, but you guys aren't dumb out there. You're smart guys.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take this one to football. We're going beyond football 101, and we're getting into the advanced class.
So if we were talking Buckeyes, it'd be a Montessori experience there, right? That's what you're saying.
There'd be no question about it. With several tutors, okay. The Evil Empire, they need more. They need more time. We can't get into this. So, all right. Routes. Let's talk about routes. All right. Roman runs a little hairpin in. Okay, runs up the field, starts outside, and then breaks back underneath. He's the first look. Number 2, outside receiver. Runs a little spray hook where he starts outside so he doesn't crowd Roman's route, okay, and then pushes up the field to about 10 to 12 yards and just turns around, okay? And then CJ, I think it's CJ, runs a smash. So you got right across the board, 1, 2, 3. We'll show you that in a second. There's your first read. See that little funnel? That's his first look. There's his second read. See that little funnel? And there's his third look. I don't like 1. I don't like 2. I throw it to 3. Incidentally, the tight end on the backside runs a little dig just to hold those guys. I don't think he's a big part of the progression, but he could be a factor if the quarterback had to move a little bit, okay? All right, the blitz. Here comes a blitz. It's a 3-4 look, an odd nickel 3-4, nothing like we've been seeing on early downs, where both outside guys are screaming off the edge. They're bringing both linebackers in the B gap and the stacked Mike linebacker in the A gap. The nose is going one way, and that stacked linebacker is going the other way. All right. Now, this is interesting because I don't think this is how they designed the play to be blocked, but, you know, it don't always have battlefield decisions, Sam. You got to make them sometimes. They aren't exactly what you thought. So, as you look at this thing, the left tackle goes out, right tackle, they go block those wide guys. Left guard blocks one linebacker, right guard blocks the other linebacker, and I believe that Olu was probably supposed to stay on the nose guard and then let Blake block the Mike linebacker. That's, to me, I think that's the matchup.
I think it's probably a pretty safe. Like, so.
Yeah, Blake, I don't think.
You want you blocking a linebacker or a nose tackle?
Yeah, but Blake says nose guard, no problem. Okay, I can handle that, coach. Come on. Well, in all seriousness, when you're pass protecting, we always had what we called pizza rules. Pizza rules meant you take my slice. If you take my slice, I take your slice, okay? So if for some reason there's a screw up and somebody picked up a dude that you thought you had, what do, Sam?
You block him.
Go look for somebody else.
Yeah, you go. That's what I mean. You go block somebody else.
And in this instance, I think Blake thinks he's got the mic. But then he sees Olu take him. He says, all right, if you're going to do that, I'll go ahead and take the nose. No problem. I can handle the nose. He's only outweighs me by probably 100 pounds, but I'll handle it.
And okay? Al, he was blocking defensive linemen in this game.
He don't care. It don't matter. It don't matter. Bring him, I'll block him. You bring him, I'll block him. You could bring a gorilla, I'll block him. So he don't care, you know. All right. So there's your look. This is that old 3 eyes Michigan State coverage where there's 2 guys under and 3 guys deep, right? They're all staring at the quarterback because they think the quarterback hasn't got any time to look anybody off because the blitz is coming, right? So I'll go ahead to the next one. There you are. All eyes on the quarterback. Don't let him stare a read down. Don't let him look anybody off, because if he stares, we'll jump the throw. Okay? But Nebraska didn't realize that Michigan was going to pick this thing up.
Boom.
And boom, there's Roman on the little hairpin end, and there's a first down.
Man, look at number 2. Pick up the nose tackle. I mean, I just, you got to focus on it. Let's just watch your tailback here. Watch a Heisman Trophy favorite here on this play, saying, okay, boom.
And Sam, what's good? That could have been Godzilla. He'd have picked him up, right?
Yeah, man. Hey, that won't make the Heisman real, but it should. It should. All right. Moving on. Coach.
Did everybody get that?
Everybody got that. So it's a great setup for this next play where we see number 2. He doesn't score here, Al, but he paves the way for the score.
No, this is well, okay. This is a quarterback crack sweeps first 6-2 goal line. So what you got is you got the whole Nebraska team playing goal line defense. Okay. There are really no third level defenders. Okay. It's a crack sweep versus goal line 6-2. The 2 inside linebackers they're unblocked on this play. Although I think Blake would have blocked one of them had he not felt he had to help on the crack. And we'll show you that in a second. Okay. But they end up unblocked. Short motion and a crack back on that stand-up. All right. Got to pin that guy, Sam. If you don't pin him, that tackle's not going to be able to get around. If you're a soft ass, you're going to kick that tackle too deep, and he's not going to be able to block that corner. Okay.
And I think they're in 14 here, aren't they, Al?
14 personnel. So that means 4 tight ends. They play with 4 tight ends, Sam, and they got how many guys hurt? This is unbelievable. Nobody's that deep.
Crazy.
That's amazing.
And this is Loveland that they brought down to get.
They brought Loveland down there. He's going to pin that stand up, and Hayes is going to pull to block that corner. Okay. And Blake, really, I think, and he never gets to him, so you don't really know. I don't really know. The coaches will know, but I think he's assigned to block that linebacker over the top or headhunt. And by headhunt, he means you block the most dangerous dude to the play. Okay. Mm-hmm. That could be a multitude of guys, but on paper, if everybody's secured, it would probably be that linebacker.
So he's supposed to, on paper, you're saying he's blocking the scraping linebacker.
Yeah, on paper. This ain't paper. This game ain't played on paper, as we all well know. But we do have tough targets. Okay. Everybody secures a gap to their left. Do y'all see that? Everybody secures because Hayes is pulling. Now the left guard has got to secure that guy in a gap. Okay. Because everybody's kind of in a gap. So everybody's kind of securing one guy to their lefts. Just make sure we stalemate the line of scrimmage so we can get the play started. Okay. Now, this is what's interesting. And I'm going to mention this before we show it. And there goes, and JJ's going to step back and go. Run for the corner, haul ass, okay? And run until you're cut off. If you're not cut off, run into the end zone for a touchdown. Okay. All right. Now, this is what's interesting about the play. And I don't know if you can appreciate it at this speed, but Blake, who wants 28, I think is going to try and block 28 around the corner, all right? So he's trying to get there, but the cracker loses his guy, and Blake waylays his ass. Look at this, 97, okay? Look at this.
Unfortunately, the recording, you can't you got to see it on the live view.
To really appreciate it. Because on the all-22, he snaps his head back. This is another example.
Watch Blake.
Right. If you would, it's not an optimal matchup. Just like blocking that nose guard, but like I told you, it could be Godzilla or it could be a gorilla. It doesn't make any difference. He's gonna block him. Okay, so here he comes. That guy he loses that guy. 28 is unblocked, but Blake's collision forces 28 to bubble. Right?
Here, let me this way. On this one, you'll be able to see that part. Here you go. Keep going on his butt.
And there you go. That bubble by 28 affords JJ the opportunity to get in the end zone.
Yeah, his linebacker coach saying, "Inside out, son, inside out. What are you doing?"
Yeah, well, he had to run around 97, who's laying in the damage path.
Number two.
A
That's
lot of
the
little
highlight
stuff
block.
going on. Hey, Sam, there's a lot of little stuff going on out there that folks don't see unless we show them.
Hey,
And
man.
that was one that I think people will find compelling.
Yeah, I say add it to the Heisman reel. Add it to the Heisman reel. So this is one more play that you wanted to show.
Yeah, it's a naked. It's and again, it's another play action pass. All right, great job by Ronnie Bell. Great job by Ronnie Bell. Got a hold of that ball, though. Doggone it. Now, look, take it back. Can you take it back, Sam? There you go, right there. All right. The naked now is got to be sold on the stretch, right? People got to swear to God it's a stretch play. He's going to reach with that claw and make him believe he's look at that. Everybody stop. Look at that. See that? Fold over the ball, extend it, and pull it back right before he gets to you. Ronnie Bell starts inside like he's going to block the backside and then scoots back out, takes a little wrist shot, runs up the right sideline, breaking a couple tackles. Not got a hold on that damn ball, but
Right.
boy, did I like this run.
All right. And
Great.
that was they were 3 for 3 in the first half. This was the fourth.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the fourth play pass, but it's the fourth one we've covered. And again,
Yes.
you got a receiver running free.
Yeah. What else is new? So, but I thought this was a cool play. They have been so good on nakeds. So good on nakeds. It's the kid is really good at it. And he's a nice play passer. He can get those people to bite and open up those receivers. And it's a nice little equipment for their offense.
Yeah. So, again, I think you see in that a lot of frustration about what they are. That's why you want people to soak in the fact that your team is 10-0. All right. There are a lot worse circumstances. We've lived through them, right? So don't complain. Don't complain about being 10-0. I mean, good grief. Be excited that you have one of the best teams in the country, the best running game in the country, a defense that has far surpassed expectations already. They have their biggest test to come, but even to this point, they've surpassed expectations, and their special teams are as good as anyone, as any other team in the country as well. The one piece that you're looking for them to add is more proficiency in their downfield passing game. But I think we see the answers, Al. I think we see that there are answers on the roster in their purview right now. And I'm just not convinced that the same is certainly not always true. And I don't think it's necessarily true for Ohio State in this instance. I think their answer needs to be conditions better be right. Can it be a track? If it's a track meet, their chances go way up. Ohio State's an elite football team. They have the best receiving core in the country. They don't need play action to get separation, right? Their guys are big time. So I'm not knocking them at all. But it's November football in the Big Ten. I know I'm sounding like a broken record. I'd rather be Michigan than them. Under the circumstances, even though it's a road game for Michigan and they're at home, man, give me the team that runs the football the best and stops the run the best under these circumstances between these two teams. Different, a couple years ago when Michigan wasn't, they couldn't stay with them. Now we know Michigan can stay with them. I think this game might boil down to who's the toughest.
Well, that's what makes this conference different than the other one, or the other ones. I've coached in several of the other ones and against the conferences that I didn't coach in their conference. But when you get into November and December in this part of the country, your style of play can be affected drastically based on the elements. You play these same games down in the South, and the elements will not be a factor. It may be rain, it may be a couple deals, but it won't be like here. It certainly isn't on the West Coast. So my point is, and this bared itself out a year ago, is in this time of year and Michigan's style of offense, if this continues to go the way it's gone, they are at an advantage. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to win the game or lose it or whatever, but to be able to rush the football the way they've rushed the football, I mean, you could play in an ice rink and they're still going to gain yards, okay? Whereas that does not bode well for a team that wants to put the ball in the air 35 to 40 times. So hopefully that will bear itself out when they play these next couple of games. But it does, they do have an offense that caters to playing Midwest-style football in late November and early December.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. All right, Gorgeous Borges, that was a lot for the people to absorb. And I don't want to look, they still have to play Illinois. I'm not taking for granted that this is a Division I opponent.
You wouldn't do that, Sam. You wouldn't do that.
All right, but this squad has shown you nothing for the last few weeks, if not that they were overrated. Right now, you got to respect their run game, but I just think Michigan can run on any team in the country. They're coming into this game without a 100% tailback, and that is their bell cow. That is the core of their offense. And Michigan, I'm convinced in this contest, I think we'll see a little more of that play action to kind of give a good lather for Ohio State. All right, so we'll see. We'll see how it works out. Either way, we'll be here to break it all down next week on the film study. And again, I'll say then, just like I'm about to say now, the footage used in this breakdown does not belong to us. Because of that, we get no sponsorship, no monetization at all. We make no money from this video. So we can stay in line in the good graces of those who own the footage, of the copyright owners, right? There are other ways in which you can support us. You can subscribe, look and like the video. You can subscribe to the channel. That way you'll get a notification every time we put up another video. Of course, the best way to support is to go over to the MichiganInsider.com. That's where you get all the intel all the time, 24/7. The MichiganInsider.com on the 24/7 Sports Network, a fitting home for us. Football, basketball, and recruiting. The VIP intel, all the written content, and of course, all our videos and podcasts can be found there. $1 gets you your membership for the first month. That also gets you access to all of the team sites on the 24/7 Sports Network. Then, of course, once you get hooked, and you will, and you become a full paying member per month, you will also get access to Paramount Plus as a bonus to your subscription. It is great bang for your buck. I'd be remiss if I didn't also plug Deny of the Tiger. This guy I know wrote that book. What do you know about that, Al?
Oh, Sam, that's masterful author. No, I wrote a book that's unlikely to be a literary masterpiece or even a bestseller, but it sure as hell is interesting if you're a football fan, okay? Deny the Tiger, it's been out for almost a month now. It's selling really well. And among people other than Auburn fans, which has been kind of exciting, several Michigan people have reviewed my book in a favorable way. Hey, so all you Michigan fans, buy the book, contribute to the Al Borges Retirement Fund, give me a review. I don't know, whatever you think of it. And I think you'll like it.
All right. Well, Gorgeous Borges, another great session. Looking forward to seeing you this week, the last home game of the year versus Illinois. We'll be back next week to break down that game on another edition of the Michigan Football Film Study, focused on the offense with Al Borges.
Go Blue.